everyone, welcome back to our RSE box. So for today's video, I would like to answer your questions about early childhood. So if you're looking for some information and then some experiences about early childhood teaching here in Australia, this video is for you. What I normally do every night before I sleep, I try to read most of your questions and then I try to answer some of your questions. But those questions that I haven't answered or I cannot answer because I don't have experience, I'm sorry po, pero I cannot answer it because I don't have experience about it. Here, what I normally do, I try to divide all of your questions and then divide them according to topics such as student visa application, sponsorship, getting your qualifications assessed, student visa with dependents, and then the last one is early childhood teaching or early childhood education. So because that is my experience here in Australia, I am glad to share it to you and then I'm happy to answer some of your questions. Though these answers, it may change because Australian laws or Australian policies, they keep on changing. So it can be wrong or might be correct. So just keep on searching for more information. Let's start with question number 1. Question number 1 is, if I am a primary, middle school, or high school teacher, can I teach in early childhood setting? So the answer is no. I actually got a friend who studied Masters of Education in Early Childhood. She would like to work in early childhood setting because she's doing masters about it, but she couldn't still work in the field because she still need to take Certificate 3 and Diploma in Early Childhood and Care Services so that she can work in the early childhood environment or in early childhood setting. So here in Australia, if you would like to work in early childhood setting, you need to take Certificate 3 of Early Childhood Education. And if you want to be a room leader or to be the lead educator in the room, you can take Diploma of Early Childhood Education. And then another thing, if you already take Diploma or you are called Diploma Qualified, you can work as well as second in charge or assistant of the director until director level. So the Diploma of Early Childhood Services, it gives you more on the managerial or administration topics and knowledge about early childhood. So it gives you qualifications to work as a director and then assistant director of the child care or the children's services. What are we going to do if you would like to teach in early childhood? So the answer still is to take Certificate 3 and then Diploma of Early Childhood Education. I missed that. And then next one is, what's the difference between early childhood educator and early childhood teacher? So these words, educator and teacher, they are different in our field or in early childhood setting. So early childhood educator, they must have taken Certificate 3 and then Diploma, and then they can work in nursery, toddlers, and then pre-kinder setup or setting. And then if you are a teacher, ECT, early childhood teacher, he or she must have taken Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. It could be from birth to 8 years old or only from birth to 5 years old. So if you already finished your Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, you will be considered as ECT, and then you can teach or you can be in the room of kindergarten and then preschool, year 1 or grade 1 and year 2 or grade 2. So that's the difference between the two. So if you already have a qualifications overseas, for example, you're a primary school teacher in the Philippines or in Thailand, you're a primary school teacher in if you would like to teach here in Australia, you need to have your qualifications assessed. So what are you going to do? You need to go to AITSL. AITSL is AISTL, stands for Australian Institute for Teaching and School Leadership. So what is AITSL? AITSL is for skill assessment to get your qualifications assessed that allows you to teach in Australia. So if you're a primary school teacher and then you want to be a primary school teacher here in Australia, so you need to go to AITSL. And then, for example, you already have your AITSL and then you want to teach in early childhood or to be an ECT, all you have to do is contact ASEQA or ACECQA. Stands for, I think I wrote it here already, stands for Australian Children's Education and Care Quality Authority. So this authority will give you qualifications in order to work in early childhood setting or in care services. So it's a long process. If you're a primary school teacher, you need to have your ASEQA first. And then after, AITSL first, and then after AITSL, and then you can go to ASEQA. So I don't know, some of my friends were saying that this time, if you have a primary school teaching in the Philippines, so what you can do is just go straight to ASEQA, and then you can have your license as an early childhood teacher or as an ECT. So I can be wrong. I might be correct, so please double check. But one thing is for sure, they will ask you to take IELTS, only IELTS, and then have the speaking and then listening with a score band of 8, and then reading and writing with a score band of 7. The third question is there a pathway to PR if you take Certificate 3 and Diploma of Early Childhood Services? Is it hard to work in early childhood setting? My answer is, I think it depends on the person. Why agencies always says that if you have the bachelor, you cannot study Certificate 3 or Diploma anymore. So what happened here is, with my case, so